Before Joseph Zeng became the familiar face fans recognize from emotional C-dramas and viral edits, his journey was far quieter, heavier, and far more complicated than most people realize. Behind the soft smile and calm presence is a young man who grew up learning how to endure pressure in silence, how to doubt himself without giving up, and how to rebuild his identity when the path he started on no longer felt right. Joseph Zeng, also known as Zeng Shunxi, didn't enter the entertainment industry with instant confidence or effortless charisma. In his early years, he debuted as part of a boy group, standing under bright stage lights while quietly questioning his place among the members. He trained hard, followed instructions, smiled for cameras, but deep down he often felt like he was lagging behind. While others seemed naturally comfortable being idols, Joseph struggled with comparison and the fear of being forgettable. That era of his life is rarely discussed because it wasn't glamorous. It was lonely, exhausting, and full of self-doubt. What many fans don't know is that his decision to shift from idol activities to acting wasn't driven by ambition alone. It was survival. Joseph realized that singing and dancing weren't the spaces where he could truly express himself. Acting, however, terrified him even more. Starting over meant facing public criticism from zero, being labeled inexperienced, and carrying the stigma of idol-turned-actor. Still, he chose that risk. He chose uncertainty over comfort. His early acting days were rough. Reviews were mixed, online comments were harsh, and expectations were unforgiving. Joseph took those words personally. He didn't brush them off as hate. He absorbed them. He replayed scenes in his head, questioned his choices, and pushed himself to study harder. Late nights became routine. Scripts were rewritten till emotions felt real instead of forced. He wasn't chasing popularity. He was chasing understanding of his characters and of himself. As his role slowly gained attention, fame arrived not as a celebration but as pressure. Joseph is known to be deeply introspective, almost painfully self-aware. When a scene didn't resonate with viewers, he blamed himself. When fans felt disappointed, he carried that disappointment home. During emotionally intense dramas, he reportedly struggled to detach from his characters. The sadness, longing, and inner conflict didn't end when the cameras stopped rolling. They followed him into quiet rooms and sleepless nights. Yet that sensitivity became the very reason audiences connected to him. His tears never felt exaggerated. His silence never felt empty. Fans, especially women, saw something rare: vulnerability without pretense. Joseph Zeng doesn't portray perfect men. He portrays fragile ones, conflicted ones, men who hesitate, who love quietly, who break internally before they ever raise their voices. And that honesty created a slow-burning but fiercely loyal fandom. Despite growing recognition, Joseph never became louder or flashier. If anything, he became more reserved. He avoids unnecessary controversy, keeps his private life protected, and rarely feeds into dating rumors. In an industry where exposure is currency, his restraint feels almost defiant. Those who've worked with him describe him as gentle, observant, and deeply empathetic, someone who listens more than he speaks. He finds comfort in simple routines: music, quiet meals, late-night walks away from crowds. There's a reason fans feel emotionally safe with Joseph Zeng. He doesn't sell fantasy romance. He offers emotional truth. The kind that feels familiar, the kind that lingers after the screen fades to black. His success wasn't built overnight, and that's what makes it meaningful. It's the result of endurance, patience, and choosing growth even when no one was cheering. Joseph Zeng's story isn't a fairy tale of instant stardom. It's a human story of insecurity, quiet courage, and learning to trust your own pace in a world obsessed with speed. Not all stars burn brightly and disappear. Some glow slowly, steadily, and deeply. And maybe that's why Joseph Zeng stays with us, not just as an actor, but as a feeling. If this side of Joseph Zeng moved you, stay here with us. Because the stories that matter most aren't always the loudest, they're the ones that feel real.